The CS2 weekly care package system, commonly referred to as the weekly drop, is a monetary reward program created by Valve to motivate players to actively play Counter-Strike. At the time of this recording, you're able to get one care package per week, and within that care package you are shown 4 item options in which you may keep 2. These items range in value and are constantly changing, so the goal of today's video is to teach you everything you'll ever need to know about the weekly drop system and what items you should be picking every week to maximize your earnings. But before I give you that entire breakdown, here's some brief but really interesting history. Although we are only given one care package a week now, this has not always been the case. This system has actually evolved a lot over the years, and it was most likely done by Valve to combat botting. As of right now, post Armory update, the 4 items offered to you upon receiving your weekly drop are a case, a weapon skin, an untradeable charm detachment pack of 3, and a graffiti. Just before the Armory though, the charm detachment pack did not yet exist. Instead, you were offered a second weapon skin option in its place. Prior to this system though, instead of receiving 4 options upon leveling up, you were instead automatically granted a case plus a random skin or graffiti. This version of the system was very short-lived, but the most iconic system was the one that existed before that. With this system, upon your first level up of the week, you would just receive a random skin or graffiti, but you were also given up to 2 cases randomly throughout the week at an unknown amount of playtime. The first case was usually granted within your first 4 hours of playtime after leveling up, but the second drop came much later in the week and had a lot more variability. This system existed for 7 years and is widely regarded as the best one for many reasons. Not only did it incentivize the most amount of active playtime as the case drops were random, but the loyal players also had the highest outcome potential at 2 cases a week. But there's no sense in living in the past. We must make do with what we have now. So let's get into it. To further clarify, there are 3 requirements to earn your weekly care package. 1. You must have CS2 Prime status. The weekly reward system is only available to Prime players. 2. To receive your weekly drop, you must level up your profile at least once during the week. Leveling up your profile entails increasing the level of your CS2 account. This doesn't mean finally making it out of silver in competitive, wingman, or premier, which you'll never do, but rather gaining enough XP from completing matches to level up. There are 40 levels, and the gap between each is 5,000 XP. Also, it's important to note that the week resets at 8 PM Central Time every Tuesday. This brings us nicely into the 3rd requirement, which is to make sure you're playing on official matchmaking servers. You can gain profile XP from playing competitive, wingman, premier, and even casual deathmatch and arms race, but you will not gain XP from playing practice mode or on any workshop maps.
This is Shanghai. This is Major, the stage where legends rise and champions fall. We love Counter-Strike and we believe in teams. But this time, it's not just the players who have a shot at greatness. Join Skin Club Pick'em, pick the winners and win the best skins. Every prediction is a chance to be a part of something greater. You're not just watching, you're in the game. Be a part of history. Drive, love, and live the game.
As you can see, it's pretty easy to get your weekly drop, but what items drop and what should you pick to maximize your earnings? First, let's cover the case drop option. There are 2 groups the case drop option can come from: the active drop pool and the rare drop pool. 99% of the time, your case will come from the active drop pool. The active drop pool is a pool of 5 cases, which are typically the ones introduced most recently to the game, with some exceptions. Right now, the active drop pool consists of the Kilowatt case, the Revolution case, the Recoil case, the Dreams and Nightmares case, and the Fracture case. But as you're probably aware, the most recent case added to the game was actually the Gallery case with the release of the Armory. But this is one of those exceptions. Event cases and limited time cases are often not added to the active pool. It's important to remember that the oldest case of the 5 is typically bumped down to the rare drop pool when a new case is added. Prior to the Gallery case being added, the Kilowatt was the last case added to the game. Going into that release, the active pool consisted of the other 4 I just listed, as well as the Snakebite case. Leading up to the Kilowatt release, people were expecting the Fracture case to be replaced by the newcomer, as it was released in 2020 and was the oldest of the bunch. To the shock of most, upon release of the Kilowatt case, they actually decided to remove the slightly newer Snakebite case instead because of the available golds within it. If they followed through with the removal of the Fracture case, skeleton knives, nomad knives, survival knives, and paracord knives would not currently be available in any of the actively dropping cases. So this is another example example of a rare but noteworthy exception to the update process of the active pool. With that covered, it's important to know that each of the 5 actively dropping cases have an equal chance of dropping when the 99% chance is rolled. If the 1% chance is rolled, however, you will receive a case option from the rare drop pool. The rare drop pool is filled with 30 of CS2's rarest cases spanning all the way back to the first ever case release, the $100 CSGO Weapon Case 1. Since there is a 1% chance to get a rare case drop and there are 30 cases in the rare drop pool, that means you essentially have a 1 in 3,000 chance of getting any specific rare drop case. Good luck seeing a Weapon Case 1. I say that, but look how lucky I got recently. I pulled the second most expensive case, which is the Operation Bravo case. There goes my luck for the next year. Anyways, before we move on to the weapon drops, it's important to touch on the cases that are not in either pool. Like I said before, some limited time and event cases don't make it into the pools and are instead discontinued. As of right now, those cases are as follows: the Operation Riptide case, the Operation Broken Fang case, the Shattered Web case, the Esports 2014 Summer case, the Esports 2013 Winter case, and the Esports 2013 case. If you ever want to check these out for yourself, or if you're seeing this video well after I posted it and want to see the current pools, I left a few links in the description below to this great resource called CSGO Database, which has all of this information. Next up is the weapon skin drop option. As a CS2 player, you're probably well aware of skin collections by now, but if not, simply put, they are an assortment of skins released by Valve at a certain time. Some of my favorite examples are the Norse collection, home of the Op Gungnir, and the St. Mark collection, home of the AK-47 Wild Lotus. At the moment, there are just over 40 skin collections in the game. Similarly to the case drop system though, rather than choosing a random skin from all 40 plus collections in the game, there is an actively dropping collection pool. There are typically 8 collections in this pool at a time. At the time of this recording, these are the 8 collections being dropped. From what I know, each of the collections in the pool have the same odds of being rolled. When it comes to the specific skins in each collection, I am quite sure the rarity odds are as follows. Consumer grade skins have a 4 in 5 or an 80% chance to drop. Industrial grade skins have a 1 in 6 or a 16% chance to drop. Mil-spec skins have a 1 in 31 or a 3.2% chance to drop. Restricted skins have a 1 in 156 or a 0.64% chance to drop. And finally, the classified skins have a 1 in 781 or a 0.128% chance to drop. Covert skins do not typically exist in the drop pool, but if they did, they would likely have a 1 in 3,906 chance to drop, which equates to a 0.0256% chance. Currently, the most expensive skin in the collection pool is the SG553 Integral from the 2018 Inferno collection, but it's a classified skin, and assuming every collection has the same odds to drop, that means you have a 1 in 6,248 chance to get a specific classified skin drop. So good luck ever seeing that. The final drop option in the weekly care package are graffitis. To be honest, with all of the research I did not see any explicit information anywhere about what graffitis can drop from this. But based on my deductive reasoning, I'm pretty sure only graffitis that are not home to a specific purchasable collection are available to drop. And of those options, the absolute most expensive one is the Blood Red Heart graffiti at 13 cents. And that leads us perfectly into what you should do to maximize your earnings. If you're looking to make the most money possible from your weekly care package, 99.9% of the time, you're going to want to select the case in the skin option you receive. But just to be as safe as possible, I would highly recommend looking up the price of the graffiti you're offered and the skin you're offered before making the selection. Most of the time it will be obvious, but let's be honest, none of us have all of the graffiti prices memorized, and who the fuck would have thought this one would be worth 13 cents instead of 3? So if you happen to be offered this one and your skin option was a 3-cent consumer grade, you'd want to make sure to take the graffiti. That won't happen often though. But yeah guys, that is absolutely everything you need to know about the weekly care package system. Valve seems to like updating this system though, so if you happen to find this video after a new system is out, just comment and remind me to make a new updated version. But with that, I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, YouTube thinks you'll like this one too. Oh yeah, and YouTube told me 75% of you aren't subscribed yet, so go thumb wrestle that subscribe button down below.